Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it. We're picking right back up where we left off. So, I went ahead and got like a whole bunch of the seeds that the farm produced, filled up my inventory, and we're just going to plant seeds for a little while. Or then we'll get back to what we were doing. That was working on the retaining wall that is like right over along that edge right in there. Eventually, we will have all this wheat planted, and we will have that portion of a road completed. I would like to get a lot more done, but it's just got we just got like small gains here. Like it's gonna take time. Eventually, we will get to where we got like a lot of builds, and there's something to see, and all of that. Now, if you're new here, we've got a few things built. We do have a gold farm. I have a copper farm. There's a mob farm way out that way, and right beside it is also a guardian farm. So we do have prismarine coming in. And then out that way in the middle of the desert is actually a squid farm that is extremely slow. It's not that good. I wanted to use a few mechanics to farm squid, and the mechanics that we are using to farm the squid over there are we're using axolotls. So the axolotls go and they kill all the squids, and then we're using uh, allays to collect all of the ink that they drop. But it's extremely slow. Like it's stupid slow. I think it took me about a month just to get a single barrel of squid ink filled. So it's eventually we'll do something about that. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're definitely not gonna use allays for anything else. They're worthless. To this day, I hate the fact that that got voted in. Mostly because the people that were pushing it didn't realize the problems with it. Like, just in the description alone of what it was supposed to do, it was horrible. Uh, Honestly, the copper golem is the one that we should have gotten. Like, there's no way you're never going to convince me that we should not have gotten the copper golem. It was definitely the better choice of the mobs during that mob vote. It had a whole lot of potential, a lot more potential than the LA. I never understood why people wanted the LA other than, oh, it looks cute. And then those same people who voted for the LA have never used them for anything. The best thing that has happened to the LA actually is in 1.21, and that's the silverfish farming. So now you can use the LA, and it's an insane region. Give it like a splash potion of infection? Infestation, and then cause it to take damage. It has such a high regen rate that its health it won't actually die. It is possible to kill them, but it's very unlikely you're going to kill them. So then you get all these silverfish going, and then you spray the silverfish with a poison. Wow, that is actually all of the seeds already. So then you spray them with the poison, and it starts a cascading effect of where all these silverfish are just mining through the world. But it's not even really the allay that's needed there. You can really do that with just about anything. It's just because the health regen rate of allays are so high, they work for that, and that's about the only dang thing they work for. Even putting them into a farm, like, they can pick up items, cool. They can't do much outside of that. And even then, you don't have that much control over them picking up items anyway. So, let's just get back on to what we were doing. So we are working on this area. I want to try and get it cleaned up, looking nice and everything, and get all all the blocks in place and have it looking a lot better, because right now it's just an eyesore. You just got cobblestone everywhere. And the vast quantities of cobblestone we're using for certain things, it's more annoying than you may realize. I threw that over there. It just dawned on me. My oak is over there. We do have this. We do have a shulker box of oak. Actually, there should be a barrel over here with a bunch of oak. I'm thinking we'll get like 3 barrels. 3 barrels? 3 stacks. Should be like right here somewhere. Yeah. Remember, we're using this as our support beams. I don't think I actually needed 3 stacks. We probably could have been good with like 2. So go all the way down. And hopefully our smooth sandstone is finished. I couldn't think of the name of it. Like, literally my mind just went completely blank. I was like, what is it? It's smooth something. Smooth sandstone. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time remembering that today. It's probably the exhaustion. Like, I'm just physically destroyed. I'm kind of glad that I'm not working 2 days in a row right now. So I don't know if my body can actually handle it. Okay, yeah, that's it. We didn't need 1 stack. All right, cool. Let's go check on the sandstone. I imagine enough time has passed that it's probably done. I don't know if it is or isn't, but it should be. Oh yeah, look, it's turned off. So we'll get a little bit. We might be able to finish off at least the area that we started with. The area that we finished over here, I don't know that we'll be able to get done. Okay, so here. At least with this, it'll start looking a lot better. We still got a lot more area to fill in that we may go ahead and do that today. Well, that's not what that's supposed to be. Give me the... Gonna go down anyway. Okay, and that's the end of that. Wow, we didn't even need as much as we got. So we could actually, if I go grab a few blocks, we can actually go ahead and like beautify that area. I don't know if that's even the right term to use there. We can make it look better. Make it look stronger. Let's choose one of these. This will put the smooth sandstone. I don't need this anymore. But what I do need, let's just go ahead. We'll take all these. Take 2 cracked. We really don't need that much stone. Take 2 of these. Yeah, we'll take 2 of those. I don't think I ever made any, yeah. I want to take some more of that because we're going to turn a couple of these into mossy. I don't think the original portion that I did had any mossy stone. But I figured we need to get it in a little bit there too. So we need to fly back over here, go to the moss farm, and grab a couple stacks so we can make some mossy bricks. And then we'll get to work on the rest of that area. There you go. Alright, so we need to rearrange our hotbar a little bit. Actually, we'll keep that. Yeah, that'll work. So I am going to start like right. We're just going to do that just because. And maybe like 1 there. And let's just say that this is that. I need 1 more spot. Cracked, so we might as well put cracked here. And let's go up 2, and we're going to throw a mossy down and then go up 2 more. So that's the top of that. And then here, let's do a mossy cobble here, and then a cobble, and then a stone. Yeah, it's clear stone, so we'll do that. This is not even. Okay, cool, we'll do that. Then we'll go up 2 here. Yeah, we'll put 1 there. Okay, so this one, I want to take that out. Block placement, I swear sometimes. So we got that there. Let's make this one mossy. So we got mossy there. Because it's really getting worn out. We'll do cobble here, and then a piece of stone, another cobble, and let's do a cracked brick here. And then let's just do stone all the way up. Alright, so over here, put that there, and then this and that. Let's switch out that one for this. We'll put cobble there, this goes here, We'll put a crack brick there, but over here, we'll do that. And then we'll put like a stone there, and then here, let's go ahead and make that mossy, and then no, yeah, we'll do that. We're just mixing up the blocks a little bit, so there's not even amount anywhere. We'll kind of keep you guessing as to what's where. So let's stone, 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 stone. Then we'll do a mossy there and stone here. We'll go up and do this. So like we'll put that there. This goes here. We'll put a cracked brick there. Have that as this, and then here, here. So you haven't had anything in a little bit. Actually, let's do that there, and then yeah, we'll do this here. So they're kind of even together, but you got like a little bit of moss in there, so it's got a little bit going on. And over here, let's just strip out that one. We'll put a little stone there. I feel like we'll put a mossy here. Let's just do another cobble there. And that can go there, and then this can go here, and on top of that, this one's probably cracked because of that. This is low enough to the water that it's gotten a little bit of moss growing on it, and then like maybe up here it's growing a little bit of moss, and then that's that section done. And then we'll go to this next one. Let's go here. Let's add a little bit of that going on there. Yeah, same for that there, and then we'll just do cobble up to there, and that. This is gonna be cobble. This is gonna be mossy. This one's gonna be shattered. Let's do a little bit more moss right there. So yeah, there's moss growing up this side. This one doesn't have any, but it's kind of cracking right there and everything. It's not going to be perfect. It's just going to look like there's a little bit of variation here. Like you can tell from the water going up, it's taking a little bit of damage because it is close to the water. There is some moss growing in spots, so yeah. Just a little bit here and there just to give it kind of a weathered look, like this has been here a minute. Let's go ahead and do stone there because it's worn that away. These others, it's worn away to the point where it's crumbling. And yeah, that's crumbling because of that, and then because of it, it's like doing this number where it's not cracking. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And then this, like, it's close enough to the water. It's got that going on, and then this is a little bit further up. It's wearing away, and then it's also got a little bit of moss growing here and like up here. Yeah, you're starting to see it's kind of a neat little effect going on. And we'll get a lot of this cobblestone covered up. Here, let's just get rid of that one and get rid of this one. And we'll put a little bit of stone here. And then here, like, let's go down into this one. Like, yeah, this is falling apart, but it's also growing moss on that one. And this one's coming up a little bit, and then this is worn away here, this is worn away. That's low enough it start cracking. This comes up, and maybe it's got a little bit of moss here. That's fine there, but maybe that's got some moss growing there. And it's just like a happy little moss pile there, you know, just a happy little tree going on. And you can kind of see, like, we got a little bit of an area going on where right at this eye line here is about where the damage stops, and we're not close enough to the water that it's taking water damage anymore. So maybe when the river is actually full, it's like up to here. And this is like a low season. So, yeah. And over here, did I grab, how much stone did I grab? I only got like 2 stacks, yeah. Not a whole lot there. We'll get rid of this. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll come back and do a lot more in here at some point. I want this area to look kind of like it's a channel. Just go ahead and fill everything up. We might do part of the road too. Not sure how much of it we can actually get done. So we're on that corner there. So let's put that there. Maybe it's spreading from this corner to that corner. And then this is going here, and then maybe that's actually spreading upward. Normally I don't do like 2 like that, but maybe that's going on right there. And then this is kind of up here, and because of that, we don't have any cracked brick there. It's cracking up there because moss is like weakening it. This section's sturdy, but this section's kind of cracking over here a bit. And this comes up. We'll go to here, and maybe there's a bit of moss growing right there too, you know? You never know. It could be up there. Could be on that level. And then over here, let's just... No, that's too clean. Let's have a stone block there. I didn't bring any sandstone with me, so that's fine. So this is closer to the water's edge, so this has got moss growing on it. And this is coming up, like maybe this is a little bit more worn out right here. And this is cracking. No. It seems like too much too soon. So there. Okay, so now maybe this is cracking here. This is good. Yeah, this is kind of protected a little bit right there. And then this, like, it's kind of cracked there. Maybe some water damage has gotten here, so there's some moss growing. I don't have a block on me for that. Yeah, that's a little bit higher. That's... well, no. This one was too low, that's what it was. Of course, you shouldn't even be down here in this eye level. We'll get some more blocks in on this and change some things out. Okay, so over here, yeah, kind of basin going on here. I probably need more stone on me. Yeah, probably should go get some more stone. Yeah, just at a glance, I'm thinking we're gonna need more stone. The others we're using very lightly. Stone we're putting a lot at the base there. This has been an eyesore for a long time. Originally I was gonna put like a big house here and have like the apple orchard be around. Have like an apple orchard around here, and then the road, the road effectively ends over here somewhere, and then it turns into like a little dinky, like dirt road coming through here. Maybe it passes alongside the apple orchard. Maybe it goes along this side. I don't know. I never really had an idea for where I wanted the road to go. Originally, it was supposed to run right alongside the slime farm, like it was going to come through here. But then I built this turtle sanctuary here recently because I needed eggs, and I think that's where that's going to live for now. We may end up moving it sometime later. The whole reason I did that, I have to explain this because the whole reason the turtle thing is there, and this is why the plans changed, because I needed turtle eggs. And I decided that I was going to. This isn't finished, I just started. And I completely missed the side there. I just started filling this in. This isn't how this is going to look. For now, it's kind of like a placeholder. But the idea. Let me up here. The idea behind it is this is keeping all the stupid zombie piglins contained in here, and then the turtle egg, they see the turtle egg, they try to walk towards it, and they fall to their death. I kind of got the idea from Tango Tech. I was like, that would be a good way to take care of that issue, because I killed off a bunch of them earlier, but I imagine there's still piglins around here somewhere. Like, I would have to do like a deep dive on some of these areas to see if there's any more zombie piglins anywhere. I know I killed a bunch of them, but I don't know how many are still around, how far off they've wandered. Because they're just like any other mob, they wander. And unlike certain mobs, they don't disappear. They just stick around, so I had a whole bunch of them just hanging out in weird spots that I was going around and killing. And I may end up getting rid of this at some point. I know it's a tribute to Technoblade, but I think it was a tribute made in vain. I should never have declared that. Because it's clear to me that I'm never going to be an entertainer like Technoblade. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, we got more stone. Let me up here. Flip. Oh, maybe we'll take that block out. There it goes there. And here. Why is this? Oh, right, because that's technically supposed to be in front of that. It's not correct, but whatever. So we'll go here. We're still a block off, so we'll just. You know what? There's moss growing there, so we'll put moss there. We'll put this here, stone here. This is cracking here. That's got some moss on it too because it's spreading. And then up here, and then maybe there's a little bit more up this way. And actually, yeah, we'll mossify this one. This one's got some extra moss on it. There's a little bit of a mossy problem going on in that section. It's got more moss growing on it for some reason. Even though it's on the corner there, like maybe it's got, I don't know, it's attracted to moss. The moss is growing there. The moss is spreading. Spread thy moss. Let's go ahead. We'll knock out these two. I'll get some more sandstone later. And then we'll knock out that one. We'll put that there. Yeah, let's throw some cobble there. Then maybe this is stone. Stone, stone, stone. Cobble, cobble, stone, stone. You're not even going to see that block. Yeah, we're not going to do it. We're just going to do that little bit. So, like, maybe that's stone there. We got some moss here. Cobble. Let's do cobble there. Can I even jump over here? Okay, yeah. And then maybe there's, like, stone here. And then this. We'll go cobble here. Eye line are we at? So we still got, like, one more block. Yeah, we'll do like that, and then this just comes up. This one's cracked because it's right next to that. That one might have cracked, but it's fine. However, some moss did manage to get up here and start growing. And then this, yeah, we'll just finish this off. This just straight up, yeah. Alright, this section. We're gonna take those out. I'm gonna put some stone there. We'll put some moss here. Moss. Cobble. Cobble. Put a little bit of stone there. A piece of cobble here. Whoops. And then we'll put some stone there, a piece of cobble, and then, like, maybe this is really cracking right here. And, yeah, there's no... This is on the backside. There's no moss here. No moss to see here. Okay, and then down this way, like, you know, we got cobble going here, and then maybe some stone there. You got some mossy cobble there, stone, cobble, stone, stone, stone. And this is... Alright, so where we leave off? It's probably over here somewhere. Right here. Alright, so we're gonna say that's there. This is worn away. It's kinda in the crevice, so it's hitting this log and like splashing onto that. And that. Do like here. Maybe it's even hidden way up there. Like maybe that area is like really... It's not as ruined as this, because this is all like cobbled. But this is getting close. And then maybe, you know... Yeah, we'll do cobble there, this here, and then... so that's like cracking. This is here. Maybe it skipped a block. It somehow skipped over that one. And then, yeah, we'll just stone all the way up. Why not? Actually, let's say that that's cracking right there. That corner's kind of having a bad day. So we'll do like that, and then this is here, and then maybe that's growing. This is here. We'll do that, and then this, and because that's cobbled, we'll We'll do this. Actually, we're going to put moss there. I usually don't put them right together, so we're going to go there and then here, and then maybe some moss here, and then this is just going to come straight up. Why not? It's starting to look like something. We're losing that annoying giant wall of cobblestone now. It's actually starting to look like it's something that was built. Let's go to the other side here, and let's cobble. Maybe we'll cobble this. And stone, and maybe that's mossy. Oh, heck, we'll do it there. It's growing a little bit there. And see, it's angled up a little bit. This and that, and this. Yeah, here. Boink. This is cracked. That's going up to there. Right here. And that's a little bit higher than normal, but it's fine. You wouldn't really notice at a glance. You just see that it's all like consistent and everything. It all looks pretty normal. We'll go here and there. Boink. It's cracked there. Maybe there's moss here, and then yeah. That section's having a bad time. It's got 2 cracked blocks on it. We can come back through later and put some like half slabs and stairs into the river. Possibly even some mud. Yeah, it's definitely looking a lot better. No more ugly cobblestone wall. Let's get rid of that. Put that there. Oh, we're out of cobble. Yeah, we'll just go ahead. We got this stack of cobble, and that's it. We need to get a little bit more. Not a huge deal. I don't know if I got more over here, but I do need to drop off this dirt and the sand. Didn't leave out the one sand thing, did I? No. because this is not full. So let's go get a little bit more cobble. Yeah, so we got the cracked. I feel like we're good on the others, but we definitely need more cobblestone. Maybe one more thing of stone too. Yeah. Let's go back over here. I haven't decorated that part yet. I haven't quite decided everything, the layout, where stuff is going to go. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to deal with the major eyesore first. Because flying around, you see this a lot more than anything else. Where was I at? It looks like I was right here. Alright, so here we'll just do this, and that. Might as well do this, that. Blank. I don't have this. And that goes there. Let's go here. Yeah, maybe this zigzags like that. That seems good to me. Yeah, that's good. We're not trying to do the entire riverbed. We're just doing little bits of it around this stuff. Like right here. I don't see why this couldn't be like a little rock face area. I want to leave that because I want that to be kind of something else later. We'll do like a half slab there or something. If I ever remember it. Let's just moss and cobble and more cobble and maybe some stone there, and then let's do cracked brick, blank. A little bit of moss. Maybe it's found a little niche back here. Okay, so it's going to be these two blocks and those two blocks is what we got. We'll just start off with a little bit of that, and then one of these. Maybe this is a little bit drier back here. You know, there's a little bit of the land here, so maybe this isn't as bad as some of the others. It's bad, but it's not as bad. And well, maybe we got just a slight amount of moss growing here. Very bare minimum. That area is holding up pretty good because it's got this land underneath it. Then over here, like, maybe it's splashing up here, so that's worn away, causing that to crack. No, you know what? You know what? Because it is splashing up there, maybe that's got moss growing on it. Maybe because of that, this section is weakened because it's like leaning a bit. I mean, obviously I can't make it look like it's leaning, but no. As for the rest of this, that's just fine right there. Yep, that's done. So now we're on to over here. I wish maybe some half slabs in right there too. So I don't have any on me. So now this area is kind of deep in here. Squid are in my way. And that. The same kind of deal going on here. Yeah. Hmm. Actually, no. We'll put something else there later. So it's all the little bits and pieces like this that you go through, you just make slight adjustments. And sometimes you have to ad lib it. There's no like planning things out. Alright, things happen, life happens. You just gotta figure it out and go one step at a time. And then sometimes life doesn't happen and you're just kind of left wondering what the frick happened. I mean, it's kind of like, you don't know, like something's not right. Like it should have happened this way, and it didn't. It didn't happen that way. Like something unforeseen happened. You don't know what it was. You know how it affected you, or you didn't know that it was coming. You didn't know something was about to head your way. That's like just absolutely destroys your day, wrecks your whole plan, and then you gotta like just figure it out. And who knows if it'll get better. It may not even get better. It may get worse. You know, they say that things get better before they get worse. No, things get worse before they get worse. There's no getting better. It just gradually spirals out of control. Especially if you're not the one in control. Speaking of which... Well, that was timing. That went pretty smoothly, too. It was... kind of wasn't a hassle at all to deal with.
Now at Verizon, we have some big
Nope,
news for your
nope,
peace
nope,
of
nope,
mind.
nope, nope,
All
nope.
our customers, existing and new. We're locking.
Nope, can't do that. It's not supposed to be there. Here's royalty and commercial-free music. Oh, by the way, here's a paid ad. You do realize that, like, an ad is a commercial, right? Right? There's no getting around that. Maybe that goes there, and let's just have this cobble and go here, and then we'll just stone this up. There's all stone there. So that's a little bit higher than eye line. But it'll work out. Oh. Holes there. Alright, so let's do a block here and maybe a block there, and this here and that, and then maybe go here. And we'll do that and this here, and maybe one there. We'll do it at the top. So basically, anytime you're doing something like this, you gotta set some rules. Like, how do you want blocks to interact? Like, what do you want touching what? If you haven't noticed by now, let's back up a little bit here. If you haven't noticed by now, I only want one mossy block touching itself. So you can see that we got mossy cobblestone there. There's no other mossy cobblestone touching. I'm not on the right screen. Hang on. There we go. So there's no other mossy cobblestone touching it. As far as stone, I really only care that it is either touching cobble or it is touching stone brick. Then as far as the cracked stone brick, I really want the cracked stone brick to be on top of cobblestone. And you'll notice if you go around and you look, there's not a single piece, there shouldn't be a single piece of cracked cobblestone that is not on top of a cracked stone brick on top of cobblestone. We do have some up in the upper areas, but that's brick on brick. I don't mind it. We're just changing up the brick there. It's all of these lower ones should be on top of cobblestone. Shouldn't be anything else that it's on top of. And then I don't want those touching the same thing. So I don't want two of them touching each other. They can be at an angle, but I don't want to have two of them side by side. And I could do like this zigzag thing, but then again, if you do like a zigzag like that, is it really like separate? Is it really like separating the texture? So the crack brick is more about separating texture and transitioning the texture. So I want to go from the cobblestone to the brick. We need to put a cracked brick somewhere, and then you go from there. You just make some rules for how you want to use a block, and you just go from there. Now, the only problem I have with doing this texture variation on stuff like that is look at the wood. The wood's all one solid texture. The smooth stone, smooth sandstone is all one texture. There isn't a whole lot of stuff that you can variate some textures with. About the only things you can do is all the stone blocks. That's the only one that you have a lot of variation, or enough variation, to make it look like it's distinctly different. You can mix woods together, and that's part of the reason why I have that set up over there. But the woods don't really mix all that well, especially the planks. They don't mix. Like, you need to use like one or the other. You can't do one here then one there. It doesn't work. It doesn't look that good. Now that's opinion based, and a lot of people are probably going to be like, no, you can do this, this, and this, and it still look good. I disagree, because the whole textures on textures and not having enough variation is the thing. Like, there's a lot of things that don't variate very well, and some textures have subtle colors to them that others don't. So, yeah, there's a lot of caveat to that. You got to find your own build style and hope that people appreciate it. So, like here, this is all kind of... The walls are flat, but they're kind of meant to be. This isn't meant to be eye-catching. This is just a retaining wall. It's meant to be like, oh, okay, there's a structure there. It's not meant to be like, oh my gosh, look at this. That is meant to be like, oh my gosh, look at this. And this building is supposed to be like, oh, that's cool looking. The Poke Center is supposed to be kind of comical, like, haha, there's a Poke Center here. The bank is supposed to be kind of eye-catching, which is why it's got some detail work on it and everything. But those are all things you're supposed to be looking at, like the road. Did anybody even notice what I'm walking on? Like, this is not meant to be eye-catching. That is not meant to be eye-catching. This retaining wall around the water, not really meant to be eye-catching. It's just meant to look good. Which is why some of the texture variation doesn't exist. And then other things, like, I don't do texture variation too often because it doesn't look good unless it's certain things. We can fly over here and you can see that, you know, we've got bone block making up 90% of my house's walls. We got some variation here. This is more of an experiment. What I wanted it to look like is like the paint is slowly being peeled up. So this is like fresher, it's still kind of dark and everything, and this is where it's kind of like crumbling and kind of falling apart and everything. This was supposed to be kind of like a shadow and the light where it hits and everything. So everything below a certain eye line is meant to look like it's a little more wet, like it's been on the ground a little bit more. And then everything else is it's pretty much flat colors. This was, it originally seemed like a good idea because I wanted to have kind of a weathered look for the roof, but it didn't really come out that well. So I haven't done it again since. In fact, I keep thinking about like ripping this out and redoing it. I don't like all this mangrove wood in here. It just looks terrible. Now, the brick, same thing. We've at least got andesite that has a similar kind of color palette to it. So we can mix these together. I don't think it looks that good mixed together, though, especially up close or even far away. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me having them mixed, so... It's just my opinion on that, but like I said, you got to find your own building thing, like whatever it is you think looks good together, or a building style that you think works for you. My style is supposed to be steampunk. I don't think it comes across as steampunk. I think I got a long way to go before things start looking like they're steampunk. Now, some of these buildings in here, they're going to end up looking more Victorian in origin, because I'm not really going for the high fantasy steampunk, just because I don't think my skill is high enough. The idea of it being steampunk is going to exist. You're going to see elements of that, but yeah, whatever. We'll get there eventually. I want to go on with this. I want to get this finished, so this looks at least reasonably well. And then maybe here. Let's just go here. I need this. Yeah, this is... We don't have much moss on that. It's got very little moss on it. And then we got this section here. Yeah, we're not going to do too much variation here. We're just going to do maybe that's in the shadow. It gets a little more here, and then that, and then... Yeah, that. We'll just say that goes there. It gets a little bit of moss there, and then that's it for this. This is cracked. And then maybe it's got some moss there. Yeah, that's all right. So let's take this one out. We're gonna put that there. We haven't done this yet, so we're just gonna do that. We haven't had that combo there. Maybe the moss is up here too. And then here and that, and then this. Yeah. So here, go there, this. Maybe this is cracked here, and this is just really stone brick. I mean, this is something you shouldn't even really be taking time out to look at and everything. It's not meant to be eye-catching. Yeah, we'll do this one. And here and that, and then, yeah, maybe there, this. Not what I wanted, but we'll go for it. We'll go for it. So here, yeah, that's just gonna be fine. This is cracked up here, and then boink, 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 boink. Yeah, it's alright. That works. I'm gonna do some stone here. Maybe we'll do some mossy there, and this, and then maybe that, and this. Maybe this will come up to here and be here. That'll be cracked. This goes... We'll go 2. We'll put some moss in there. That can just go there. I feel like this area, we'll have to figure out something with that, because this... We're gonna get awfully close to this area touching, because we still gotta do a trim border on that. I don't know when we'll get to that. Maybe we'll get to that today. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah. I hear a puppy whining downstairs. Let me take a minute here in a second. I know which puppy it is because there's only one that sounds the way that this whining sounds. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. We're just gonna keep that like it is. So most of this, what I did is I followed the terrain, except for right through here, right where the river originally connected here. I just built a giant, ugly cobblestone thing, so right through here it connected. I'm not sure where the original line was, but oh yeah, it definitely wasn't there. It must have come over this way somewhere. So this was like a very thin pass through as far as water is concerned. So let's see here. Let's do that there. This here. And then we'll do 2 here and stone that. I want this. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of moss there, here, and moss. All right, that's gonna be it for that section. There you go. We got. That already looks 1,000 times better. And we'll do some more terraining, terraforming in the river at some point. That looks 1,000 times better. We got all the cobblestone covered up. So now, did I go all the way up with these? I don't remember. I might have. No, there's no might have. I definitely did. Okay, so all those technically need like another few blocks on them. Alright. So now we need to go get some blocks for the pathing. I might keep that on me. We do need to add a block though. Because I've got a little bit of... No, we got a couple of blocks that we need to add. We got like 2. Well, no, there's no... We don't have any... Okay. We need to remove 2. We need to take out the mossy cobble... Or, sorry, the mossy stone brick and the stone brick. Yeah, the dogs are going absolutely crazy right now. I probably should go get some of this stuff. Especially considering what we're about to do. So I should have a little bit of andesite. And a little bit of tuff. I thought I had more. It's probably back over there. Yep, that's the first time I picked up tuff since I updated. That's fine. We'll go over here. We'll pick up a couple more of a few things. I want some more stone. We'll get some more mossy cobble, some more cobble, and then more tough. I don't think I'm going to need any more andesite. Hang on before we go too far with that. Let's get, yeah, 2 of those should work. I don't think I have cobble over here. No, doesn't look like it. I'm just gonna do that. And I also wanted to get, I should have tough over here somewhere. Yeah, we don't want to use a lot of tough. The main thing we're going to use up is stone. I do want a little bit more cobble though, because cobble and stone are going to be the 2 main that we use a lot of. Alright, so basically all we're going to do from here is we're just going to randomly place out blocks. Not like that though. There is no rhyme or reason to this. We're just going to place them. Once we get to some of the others, then that's where we'll start making design decisions. For now, cobble and stone, I don't really care about. They can be wherever. The moss, I'm going to have the same rule. I only want 1 moss block. I don't want moss touching moss. And then for andesite, I think the most that I want touching each other is like 3. And for the, we're going to leave that open. For the tough block, I don't think I really want it touching any other tough blocks. Like maybe it can touch 1. Because I think I have a few over in that area that it's like 1 is touching each other. Again, it's just like making up rules and like seeing what sticks. And you could even do the opposite. Maybe you want stuff, maybe all of them need to touch at least 1 of the same. Like, just make up your own rules. Like, just say, like, you need something to do this. You need an X amount of this to be here. Like, grab you a full stack of something and say, I've got to use up all this stack in this area. And then maybe you grab, like, 2 stacks of something else and say, okay, I've got to use 2 stacks of this in that same area. Assuming that you got the numbers. If you don't have the numbers, then you're going to have problems. But then you're like, okay, well, that's fine. You adjust here, adjust that, or oh, I'm going to need more because I didn't reach all of this, or yeah, you just go and just place blocks. There doesn't have to be a rhyme or reason to where you're placing them, and be absolutely and utterly chaotic. It's your world. You do what you want. Make it up as you go. And see where it leads you to, because it could lead you to something interesting. It could be very, very interesting where it goes. And if you don't like where it goes, change it. You know? It's your little world. Just make it as happy-go-lucky as you want. Make it as crazy as you want. You want a giant hot dog in your world? Build a giant hot dog. Do you want a giant Simon in your world eating a giant hot dog? Build a giant Simon in your world eating a giant hot dog. And then really question your life as to why you just built a giant Simon eating a hot dog. But hey, you know, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to punish. I got Punisher on the brain. I was trying to watch that earlier. I did watch the new Daredevil. You know, we're talking about Marvel stuff. We can get into a little bit of Marvel here. So I did watch the new Daredevil, Daredevil Born Again. I didn't watch any of the original Daredevil, so I'm a little bit lost in certain things. And I know that Echo apparently ties into the whole Kingpin story. According to Echo, she kills Kingpin? I don't know what's going on there. I would have to watch those and see like what's going on, but it seemed to me like she definitely killed him, but I don't know. Like Kingpin was talking about being hurt and he was in a hospital for a long time, and you know, his wife Jessica, I think it is, cheated on him, but that's because she didn't know what was going on with him, and he was somewhere else and not around, and blah blah blah. When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, was he blipped?" Turns out, no, he was not blipped. Okay, that's all the stone. We only made it about there. That's fine. He was not blipped, so I don't know what's the story going on with that. And I'm obviously doing some things here trying to break up areas, because I know with the other ones I don't want them touching each other. Like, I don't want 2 blocks of the same thing touching each other, so. Well, maybe with the andesite we can do gap filling with the andesite too, so maybe it's not as bad. Oh, not Jessica, it's Vanessa. Vanessa is the Kingpin's wife. But yeah, it was alright. I don't like the season 1 ending because, oh my gosh, that is a huge cliffhanger. Like, insane cliffhanger there to just be like, oh, wait for next season. Like, good grief. Like, they really do know how to build a cliffhanger. Like, that was insane. That should be fine. We'll worry about that in a bit. But holy cow, man, it was different. It was definitely interesting. And the fact that it ties in a few things. And it's so confusing too, because that means that there's some serious, there's no stone up there. Okay. There's some serious flaws with the Marvel timeline now. Because this is the same Daredevil from Defenders, from Daredevil, and you know, the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's the same guy, same actor, same character. It's not like a different version, it's the same one. However, that means that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is now actually canon to the MCU, which is not possible because of certain things that they did within Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which also means, oh, that's something I hadn't even considered. That means that the Oh, what are they called? The Inhumans. That means that the Inhumans are also canon to the MCU now. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. We haven't gotten anything with the Inhumans beyond the show, which I didn't watch any of. It's mostly because a lot of those characters, I don't know anything about them. I don't really care about characters that are in things that I've never seen before or read. Like, I've never read any of the Inhuman comics or Daredevil or Punisher or even Iron Fist. Oh, that means Danny's. Ooh. That means Danny's also canon now. That's an interesting thought. I don't know that much about him, but I mean, he was part of the Defenders group. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes with that. The MCU, I think, is dying. I didn't. If anybody out there watched Captain America, I'd love to know about it. I didn't watch it. Okay, so we don't have any more stone. We don't have any more cobble. I need to get more of both. Before I start putting down either of these two. I need to go over there and get stone from that. This was completely empty. How did... Oh, it's because I dumped it in there earlier. Oh, we just... Okay. I just filled up my inventory with cobblestone. Oh well, we'll go ahead and we'll use some of this up. We got a whole mess of area to do over here. I can still hear a particular puppy whining. She's doing her whine like it's storming outside. It's not storming. It's not supposed to storm. So I don't know what she's on about. Oh look, there's no stone here. Like I missed an entire area with stone. That's fine. We're gonna have to go back through and fill it anyway because the rules I set forth, we're more than likely going to have issues where I'm like, okay, I can't put this here, I can't put it there. And as sections start disappearing more and more and more, like we're taking up more area because of all the different blocks we're putting. I feel like that's good. We'll swap over to andesite because andesite is fine. The most I want touching though is I want 2 pieces of andesite touching. I don't have to have 2 pieces. I'm just saying that, like, right there. That's good. I don't have to have 2, but if 2 line up, then that's what we'll do. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I do want to purposely put like 2 every so often. And see, as you do this, you're just filling it in. Little by little, you're making something. It's just all the little pieces coming together until we get to the point where it's a build, it's something to look at, and it's interesting. It's a road, so it's not really meant to be eye-catching, which is why, again, I'm not going to be using like half slabs and waterlogged pieces to make the road look even better. It's just not necessary. Okay, so that's all for that. We'll go through, we'll add a little bit of mossy. The thing I want to do with the mossy is I want it touching cobble. So if it can touch cobble, the better. Actually, let's modify that a little bit. It's got to be touching 2 pieces of cobble. So like here, 2 pieces. We could do it here, but that's like too close together. There's fine. Can't do it there. Here, nope, nope, nope. 3, nah, 3's too much. We can do it there. 3's too much. We can do it there. And then, yeah, we'll do one there. 3's too much. Do it there. No, 2. Here's 2. There's 2. There's 2. That's too much. That should be fine there. We can go here. We can go there. We can go here. Anywhere that I can touch 2 pieces of cobble. That's almost too much cobble. So there's fine. Here's fine. That's too much. That's too much. I might be able to do... We'll do it there so it's next to the wheat. That's got like 3 there. That'd be 3. Some we can do there. I don't want to do another one there. That's too close together. Can't do any there. We can do one there. Probably do like... Let's just go ahead and do it. We'll put that there. So 2. It's got 3. We can do 2 here. We can do 2 there. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. That'd be too much there. That's not touching anything. We can do 2 there. Okay, cool. So we're going to go through. We're going to do the tough blocks. Tough blocks really, they can go anywhere, but I want to put a bare minimum amount, and there's certain blocks that I want it to touch. It can touch stone, but I would prefer it being able to touch something else other than stone. It can still touch it, but I don't want it to absolutely be touching stone. And any spots like right there, where I've got like multiple blocks, that's a good spot. Like right there. Feel like it'd be a good dark shade in there. We'll do there to break that up. See, in here we can do that there too. We can do it here. I like this spot more than I do that one. Go here. That would work. This would work. Didn't necessarily need to go there. Do right there in that crevice. It seems like a dark spot. Same for there. We'll go there. It's got a lot of stone touching it. It's not what I wanted, but it'll work. We can go there too. Let's go here. So right there, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Maybe even there. We'll go right there in the center. We'll surround that with something else. We're getting kind of sparse. I need to put another one down. Here. Then maybe there. And there. Here. There. Possibly there. Let's go there. There. We got a large lack of anything here. So let's put that there. Again, large lack of any blocks. This. Let's go there. There. Well, I don't know what that was. Okay, so a little bit going on. We're gonna put some of that there. Yeah, we'll throw this here. I wanted this touching 2 pieces, so we're not gonna put it there. This I didn't want to touch in a whole lot of stone, so we're gonna do that. Maybe that'll work there. And I may tear up some of this later for a fence around the wheat field. Because we got like an area like right here where there's no wheat, so we'll figure that out at some point. Here, like maybe we'll do that, and then here. We got nowhere that I really want mossy here. So let's just break this up a little bit. We'll put that there to break that up. That spot doesn't apply to the rule of the mossy cobble, so it ain't gonna work there. That's not gonna work. So we can do that, and then we can put that there. This will work for the mossy cobble. Out of andesite. Okay, that's fine. So, I don't really like this. We'll probably put some dirt there. We'll remove that. Yeah. We'll round that off. That can be this. Right through here definitely does need to change. Put some more dirt in there. Now the road's gonna get kind of thin there. Oh well. Yeah, dogs are going absolutely crazy. I don't have any more andesite, so I can't put this anywhere. Because all this is just stone. We can do that. I guess this, so that it's not actually... Any more andesite. Yeah, they are absolutely going ballistic downstairs. I don't know what's got into them here lately. They actually killed a rabbit the other day. That's never happened before. They've chased them. They've never managed to catch one and kill it. That was a first. I wasn't around to see that, so that was kind of apparently a lot of fun for other people. Okay, we need more stone and andesite because we got a lot left to do. I don't think I've got any andesite over there. I was flying over there because I needed andesite, but thinking about it, I don't think I've got any back at the base. I think we grabbed what little bit I had over there. All of it's over here. So, yeah. Grab 3 of that. Oh, we don't really have any room for stone. Okay. Nice. Got all this cobble on me. Okay, we can do andesite there. Let's start closing in some of these gaps. We're not going to worry about that. Here, that would be too much. Stone, need dirt for that. Andesite, andesite, andesite. Can't really do that. That should be fine. Yeah, andesite. We'll do andesite there. What we got going on here? We got these areas here. Yeah, that can be andesite. That can be andesite. That can be cobble. It can be mossy. There's no stuff here. Not a whole lot going on here. FedEx just delivered. I guess that would make sense. That's probably what the dogs are barking at. They're barking at the FedEx delivery. Yep. I'll be right back. We got a delivery on the porch. Alright, I'm back. So, 1 second, let me do something real quick, because I don't know what that package is. Yeah, so I don't know what it sounded like a box full of BBs. I don't know what that was, what it is. Let's see, find out here in a few minutes what that could potentially be. We're gonna do stone there, stone here. This, do like this, and possibly one of those there. Here, we're just gonna do andesite, some more cobble there, more cobble.
We believe education is the key to
That's a
success.
hole.
Whether you know your next step or are still figuring it out.
That'll
we
be
can
fun to
help.
fill in.
Visit us at miller-mott.edu to learn more. Miller Mott College.
Oh,
Your
okay,
passion
that's
and skill.
Sure, there's a tool for every job. But when it comes
okay.
to PDFs and
It's a
e-signatures,
special
Uppbeat
thing of
provides the
macaroni and
only
cheese.
tool you need for any PDF job. It's the all-in-one get-it-done solution for editing your PDFs, sharing them, even getting them signed. Lots of jobs, one tool. Acrobat's got it. Try it today.
So that's macaroni. It's macaroni and cheese, a special version of macaroni and cheese. I didn't know. Wow, my head is still hurting from all the physical things I did the other day. Apparently it's hurting a lot because my brain is just not working right now. Yep. About to be night. Some box full of BBs. I legitimately had no idea what that was. Legitimately had no clue. It sounded weird and it just I just didn't know what it was. So we can put that there. That's a little bit too much cobble right there, but whatever. Put some there. Here. Oh. I don't see any good spots to add in the tough blocks. And I don't want that many tough blocks anyway. Got kind of this weird spot here. Oh, God, excuse me. So that can go there. It's like something's caught in my throat or something. Do that there, and then I just have a little corner there. Well, let's break this up a little bit. Let's get rid of that and put it into sight. So let's do andesite there, and we'll put another one of those there. Maybe that there, this here. We can't really do andesite there, so we'll do that and put stone. So I guess we'll put andesite in that. We got andesite here, so we'll put one piece there. That may get changed out. We'll see. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with some of these areas here that are they're grass and dirt, but they're not part of the wheat fields. All right. Let's fill out this section. So we got that there. That's going to have to be cobble. I don't want to put andesite there. I don't want to put cobble because there's a lot of cobble right there. I don't want to put this because it's not okay. I guess stone. I don't want it to be stone, but I feel like there's too much cobble there. I don't want another piece of andesite, and I can't put the mossy because of the rule, and this would have just a lot of stone touching it. So I can put it there, and then maybe let's just do stone there. Because that's at least 3 surfaces that it's not stone. And see if I do it there, that's a whole nother animal. So this will be andesite there. Do that. I guess. No, we'll do that. And then I can put that there. Because that's only... So you got 1, 2, 3 that aren't stone. I'd rather it not be touching stone, but, yeah, whatever. So, like, here we can do that, and then maybe that and this. That can't touch any more andesite, so it's got to be blocked off with something. Let's do that and put a moss there. Boink, boink. Boink, boink. Yeah, let's put that right at the edge. Why not? Well, that can go there, yeah. So we don't want that, so we'll just... No. It's only 2. It can only be touching 2, so we'll just do stone. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to put more here, but looks like we're going to have to, and then we'll do andesite, andesite, andesite. Boom, boom. Let's do here. Put one of these here, and... Oh yeah, that'll work. It'll be 2 right there. This'll work too. We'll put that there, and then andesite here. Yeah. Can do that as well. Put more andesite there. Got a lot going on here, so we'll do that. No, let's do... We'll put a tuft there. Boink. Nope, can't do that. And so you kind of see how it's coming together and everything. Look at this whole section that I just skipped. What? Let's do that. Oh wait, that's not. I wanted that. I was thinking about doing this, but that wouldn't be two. Yeah, let's do this. That'll work. That can be there. Then I can do this. That. And honestly, I wanted to go here so I could do that. Boink. And I guess boink. And boink. That'll be fine. The only thing I'm worried about is like right over here. This. This isn't gonna work. Because of the way I do the walls, this can't work here. It flat out cannot work like that. It breaks the setup. So this is gonna have to be flattened, which means that it's not how it should be. Let's do andesite there, that's fine. The same for this spot. This can't work like that. Shoot. Yeah, because there's no way to curve that around. So this whole section would have to be flat because I can't change it because this is already existing. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, we'll worry about that section over there later. It's gonna have to be like that, and then this, and that can go there. Technically, that can go there. Yeah, we'll just do it. I guess that works. It's on top of that cracked brick. And then we'll just cobble. We'll do a stone, and a stone, and a stone. And then that's gonna have to be andesite, which is fine. That's fine. So right through here, let's do this. And then that. Yes, it's gonna have to be stone. We'll do stone there, that's fine. God, we're cobble. Whoops. Yeah, where's the... I'm gonna need more tough here in a second. Using a lot more tough than I thought I would. Yeah, we'll do that. And that. And that. Here. Here. There. That can go there. Let's do that there. can't do any more next to that. So let's do andesite, andesite. We can't really have any andesite there, so that's got 3 touching. We should be able to do that just fine. I can't put andesite there or there. So let's just put stone. Stone there. And I guess we'll do cobble there. We can do that there, and then that's fine enough. So we got this whole section to do. Let's see, how much stone do we have? We'll do stone like that. I guess this, and then cobble. I don't want to make a loop of cobble, but you know, that'll work. Boink. Boink, boink. Yeah, that works. Boink. So we got another. Yeah, let's just rip this out. We'll put more dirt in there. Okay. Can't do cobble there. Can't do this here. I don't really want to do that because that's 2 and 2. That's even. So just regular cobble, I guess. Put stone there, stone here. Cobble, cobble. I don't see any harm putting cobble there. Yeah, that's fine. So, moving on. What we got going on here? Andesite, why not? Let's do that, and then put a little bit of that. I can put some andesite there and there. Let's do stone there, so we got like the L shape going on. Cobble that's in between, so we can do that. I feel like there's a little bit of too much cobble here. We need something to break it up. I can't do this here. Andesite, like there's plenty of andesite inside, but you know, whatever. We're gonna have to do that. Same for the cobble here and here. We can do cobble here. We can do mossy there. I don't see why that would hurt anything. It's only touching 1, and then these are dirt, so that technically doesn't count. So we're still split 1 and 1, but we're kind of at a weird angle for certain things. So this, I'm gonna have to do stone. So stone. Yeah, that's fine. Cobble. I don't want any more stone there. I can't do that, so we'll do this. We got another one of those areas. I can't have this. It won't work. This literally will not work here. Oops. Can I do... Yeah, we can do that. Okay. I don't like this being flush, but that's a mistake that I didn't realize earlier that I have to fix. I can't have that one gap because stairs won't work in that one gap. Alright. So we're almost done with this section. Give my brain a little bit of a think on the rest of this. Let's go fill in those dirt spots. So like right here. I'm not going to worry about hoeing them just yet. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see, let's get rid of this. This whole section I haven't even done yet. This is where the cobblestone ends. Yeah, that's this is part of it. And see, right here, I can't have that either. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll have to figure it out. Bits and pieces we'll have to change from time to time. That should be fine. It's going to be annoying, but it should be fine. Same with that, should be fine. Okay. Good grief. So we still got this whole section to do through here. Alright. Technically that can go there. I don't want any more here, but we do need that. Maybe I put that there. Yeah, that should be fine. Doink. Let's do stone. And we'll break that up. Break you up, break you up. Andesite there. I can't have more andesite anywhere here. Do that and that. There's already that there, so it's gonna have to be cobble. We're gonna go here and then 2 and 2, like we'll do andesite. Andesite, andesite. We can't have any more andesite there, but we also don't have any stone. Poink. We have to have cobble touching that. Nope. can't be there, so let's just stone that up. Stone, why not? Cobble, cobble. I can do this. Rather not. I'm out of stone. Well, I'm out of stone. Nope, can't do that. I feel like these last few places I want stone. Let's see, now a good chunk of that cobblestone's all covered up. So when I'm flying through here, I'm not going to see just an ugly cobblestone mess there. We got all this that is like, this is a work in progress. We got a long way to go. I got to come up with builds to put there and ideas on what I want them to look like and everything. That's just going to take a lot more time. Oh, we're missing a few blocks back here. 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 I'm not going to worry about that. This is as far as the road's going to go for now. I need to get some more oak because that's got to come up at least a block or two. Yeah, I can't have this. Inventory's a little too full, but we'll worry about that in a minute. I figure I'll go ahead and get the stairs and start working on that part too. Because I don't know exactly how many blocks up this needs to come. We got bits and pieces that we gotta throw together and get in place before I know exactly how high that needs to be. I was thinking like, let's just fill this in with stone. Okay. So, how did I go about this? Is this all... Okay, so I bounce between 4 different types. Because there's obviously... Well, I was about to say, I thought there was andesite, but I don't see any andesite. I see stone, I see stone brick, and mossy stone brick. It looks like it go up 2 from there, so I need to add another 3 blocks every one of those. And then this part, it slopes down back to the water level. I don't know how to make that work. I've been thinking on that and thinking on it and thinking on it, and I don't know how to make that look right. Especially with what we're doing here with the grindstones as like the dock ties or whatever. It's the rail line, the railing. Nope, let's see, andesite, stone, 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 stone. So now I didn't use any cobblestone in that? That's interesting. And basically what this is doing right now is just giving us a little lip around the entire thing. So you got kind of a interesting little design feature. Now the only problem with this is we don't have any like cracked stone bricks, so we got brick, stone, and mossy stone. So we don't really have that many choices in blocks. So it ends up looking just a little bland. And this is what I was talking about, where I can't go in there. I'm gonna have to bring that wall out some. Now let's just go there and do that. And let's just do 2 of these. And right now, I don't really have any kind of set pattern. I'm just like randomly picking numbers out of my head. Though I am trying to stay within like a 1 through 4. I don't want to go further out than 4, maybe 5. Give myself an extra 1 for 5, but I really don't want to go out 5. And then the moss, I really just want to put in 1 moss. And it doesn't have to be touching the stone or the either one. It's just I want to work in a little bit of moss just every so often. Just throw in a piece of moss, because why not? And say like right here, we can throw in a piece of moss here, and then we can go back to this. And the moss doesn't count as that 1 block, so I could do 4 stone bricks and then throw in a moss and then do 4 more stone bricks. It's not going to hurt my feelings any at all. The only thing I'm not doing is using multiple pieces of moss right in a row. And there you go. There's all that. And it gives it kind of a lip structure kind of look all the way around. The benefit of that is there really isn't one. I was thinking like spiders can't climb up it. Well, you know, spiders aren't going to be spawning out in the water, so whoop-de-doo. But yeah, there you go. That's this whole thing done. And now we just got to do a little bit more work on it, do some details, and get a whole bunch of certain parts, and I got to fill in that. Because we can't have this here. Um, hmm. I need like a stack of cobble, fill in that hole. And then we need to go and see how many, if I even have any, grindstones. See how many grindstones we have. Where is that hole? I feel like it's back this way somewhere. There it is. Alright, so we can fly back down here. So probably started there. I doubt we had a stone block next to a stone block, so I'm going to do that. And this, go up 2, and then do this, and then 1, 2, 3, which leads us right here. I've got cobble on me, so we're just going to throw a cobble there. Alright, cool. So let's go put these stairs away. I have 51 of those. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I'm just going to go ahead and take them. Then we are just going to dump all this in here. So we need sticks, stone, and slabs. Stone slabs and wood. Just check over here, because I imagine this has caught some. Yeah, 20, not much. I don't want to use up any of this because we're going to use that. I figure we're just going to go ahead and make a bunch of these because I'm going to need them at some point later. Which wood do I want to use up? Oh, right, because I'm an idiot. There we go. I don't think I have any of those available. I have 44. We're not going to use those. And so we're going to start over here. Now the way I did it over there is I think I skipped all the gaps. So it's not perfectly even. In other words, I did like this. And then we'll probably go that way on the rest of this. All of these are probably going to be facing this way though. Except for like right through here. Then from here we'll start coming back this way again, and then here. Now that over there, I don't think this is... I think this is actually part of these. So I've done something slightly wrong here, but I'm not gonna fret about it. Because it was many moons ago that I even did all that, so I don't remember exactly what it was that I did. I'm sure I could just go back and watch the episodes, but I feel like going back and watch the episodes is just gonna make me sad. Because all the work that I put in and, YouTube didn't take off, so. Not exactly something to be happy about. I know. I want to need that. And that's actually where it ends, so that works for me. We got 31 to spare. Apparently the session timer reset, so I guess we got disconnected at some point. I don't know when that could have happened. One of these should be... Okay, here. We're just going to take 2 of those. We had 3 stacks. So that should be more than enough. What? Nope. Keep missing the stupid things. Nope. Nope. No. 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 Give me that. Ah. And did it again. Hey, that one I got back though. You know, the only real addition I would love to see to the game is there's a lot of mod packs that add a magnet or something so that like fallen objects are fallen items are attracted to you. So like when you're doing like work like this and you're breaking blocks that is like on a ledge or something, instead of falling off the ledge, it jumps up to you and goes into your inventory. Like it would save so much hassle. All right, so there's that part done. We still got a lot more to do on that, but this whole build has taken many years. And it doesn't even look like we've done much. That's how work goes. Like, work takes a lot out of you. You can't get anything done. What was I thinking about? We need this. So yeah, it's two above, and then we need a lot of anvils. So effectively, we're going to be doing 3 of these on each one of these. And technically, that's it. I thought I had a whole bunch of those made up. Nah, what am I doing? Go here, put them there. It looked like I did have a few, but we just did that and it took like a stack. It took about 2 stacks and a bit. So we're just gonna go ahead and make, we got iron for days, so let's just go ahead and make some. I need to get an auto crafter going on this too. Yeah, okay. So there's one. No, not enough. That's two. That was enough. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's three. This one, I guess we'll face that way. This way. That way. Do this one differently. This one's gonna face that way. The only problem is this doesn't really fit in with those columns. It's very dark compared to how light that wood is. Yeah, we're gonna make that one face this way. Is that how I did them before? Are they all like on top of a... Yep, they are. Okay. Didn't need as many as I thought I would. I was thinking like the other way. Yeah, that's what I did wrong. Okay. Well, we're gonna have plenty of anvils. Plenty of anvils. And then I think... I know we don't have enough. We may have to go gather... tile wall. I can't make that out. They made the stupid... because it's so small. I think this is polished that I used. Polished deep slate. Well, yeah, I don't think I have very many of those. I know I don't have any over there because it's not something... that's not a normal item for me to make. Polished black stone. Yeah, we're gonna have to... Yep, we're gonna have to go get some deep slate. Let's put away the oak. And I guess we're gonna go mining for a little while. Now, if you've never seen my mine shaft before, you're in for a treat because this is... it's not enormous. You can definitely tell that I've been mining here a few years now. Like, this whole section is just absolutely destroyed. And you can tell that I've been going for certain resources and everything. And then on the deep slate, because this world did not start off on with the lower deep slate level. Actually, I don't think deep slate was a thing when I started this world. They added it later. And this is where I get all my deep slate. And you can tell that it's kind of extensive. I have been mining deep slate for a very, very long time. I think that is actually a dungeon of some sort. I don't remember what it is. I think it may be a zombie if I didn't do anything with it. It's probably just a zombie one. There's some lava dripping through there, and then over here, this is the back wall. This is where I get my deep slate. And occasionally you find diamonds, so we're just gonna come here and I guess we're gonna mine for a little bit. This is one of those things that I always need more of. Like, I never have enough deep slate. And it's the biggest pain in the butt to get. Because you can't use... You can't use a beacon on the stuff. It doesn't affect it. You'd have to have, like... Mojang would have to add something for us to be able to mine this stuff quicker. It is so slow. Okay, just because I don't need this right now, we'll do it that way. I do need the torches, though, at some point. Yeah, yeah. It's always lovely when you run out of something. Like, I know there's... You should be kind of prepared for, like, streaming and everything and have all the resources you need. But we're just kind of ad-libbing it. We're just doing whatever. And I just felt like working on that section of the river and try to get that road done and everything, because I was tired of looking at the giant cobblestone block everywhere. Like, it's just unsightly, and I was tired of looking at it. I was like, I want to cover that up today. We're just going to go ahead, we're going to do this, we're going to get rid of that, and move on. Doing the other details, like the light posts, it's just like, okay, I've got the time, why not? Though we're not going to be doing this for much longer. We're going to put in the lamp posts. Maybe we'll put in the light sources, I don't know. I do have the resources back at the town hall, so we might be able to do that. But deep slate's it's a constant battle with this stuff. It's such a pain in the butt to get in bulk, but I go through it so fast. Like, I'm constantly needing more deep slate. It's probably because I hate mining it. It just takes so long, and I feel like I'm just sitting here forever just mining and mining and mining. You can't farm the stuff, so... This is the only way to get it. It's just constantly mining. And that's why this tunnel is so huge. It's not the biggest tunnel in the world. Like, don't get me wrong on that. Like, I know if you go and you watch, like, anybody that's on the, what is it, like 2B2 T2 or something? 2B2T. I know a lot of theirs has been completely and utterly destroyed and mined away and everything. But then again, that server has not shut down since the game first launched. So that it's just been ravaged over and over and over again. So yes, their mining is going to be enormous. And then things like other servers, like You go and watch any server group that has a communal mine, or they have multiple people with their own mine shafts. Like, of course, there's going to be like a lot of area that's mined out because there's multiple people doing it, and those people also get paid for that, so they can sit there for hours and hours and hours and just mine away, chatting with somebody on Discord, so that they don't go crazy. But they can do that because they can sit on their butts and do it. Am I doing that right now? Yeah, sort of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The big difference here is I am off today. This is what I am choosing to do with my day. Every little bit towards getting the build that I have and that I've been wanting to do for a while just helps. We have a huge connection issue today. So it says that I've been live for like 2 hours and 54 minutes, coming up on 3 hours, and yet Twitch is showing that I've only been live for about 33 minutes. So, yeah, whatever. I don't want to take this stuff and like do the edits on it either, because it's proven a giant pain in the butt for me to try and download the streams. Like, they just, unless it's a very short stream, it will not download. So I cannot do any edits to it. I'm guessing that's probably got something to do with the way the internet is set up. Dropped frames, so we just went off air. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a connection. That's not anything else. That is literally just a connection. We'll probably get off here soon anyway. I want to try and get that. I want to try and get the light poles in at least. Yeah, I feel like we've made a little bit of headway on this stuff. We got that looking a little bit better. We got a little more area filled in. Yeah, we're getting stuff done. May not be everything that I want done, but we're getting stuff done. Wow, I saw that. It spiked. So it's down. It's up. We're at 6,000. We're dropping, and it's up. I don't know what's going on with that. It's like, it's just going everywhere in the wrong direction. Oh, here we go. We're finally done with all of this.
You're on YouTube watching.
Nope.
Lo-fi hip-hop.
Nope. Shut up. Go away. I heard it get quiet, like I knew something was coming. And there we go. I haven't decorated this mine shaft either. This mine shaft has just been sitting like that for a very long time. Heck, as long as this world has existed, the house has actually been done. It hasn't been done that entire time. I wonder why that's taking so long. It shouldn't take that long. I really don't know how many of these I'm going to need. So we're going to do that many. I'm going to drop the rest of this in here. And hopefully that'll be enough. Now, I think each one of these... I don't know why it's taking so long. It's like it's lagging, but it's not lagging. So I think each one of these is 5. Okay. We need... we need... Give me that. Alright. This should work. So each one of these is 4 tall. I don't have any dark oak right this second. That's not a huge issue. We might be able to get some dark oak. We have 3. I don't have a farm for dark oak. There's a dark oak forest over there. I've just been going over there for like anytime I need dark oak. That's fine. This shouldn't be that hard to do. I don't know how I stuck that. And of course I jump immediately off of it. Oh, right, because this is... Dang it, Bobby. And then I can't get up there. I think all my scaffolding's over here. Because I know I was using it, like, you can see... Well, no, you can't see it, but... I know there's scaffolding over there inside. The question is, where did I got dark oak there. Where'd I put it? I don't know where I put it. If it's in any of these boxes, it'd be like right in this area. but I don't think it is. I wonder if I put it in the box where it's supposed to be. So there's a couple of different barrels there on the end that I use for like junk. And it's not really junk. It's more like certain items that I just drop into those barrels at all times. And it's like right in this corner here. And see, I got 13 there. Where's the rest of it? I guess 13's gonna have to work because there it is. I knew I had more. Alright. Ow. Despite what some people think. Scaffolding is actually really dang good. There are certain people that complain about scaffolding, and they don't like how it works. I have never really had an issue with it. I took to it like water. It's not letting me do that for some reason. Oh, 3. Yeah, I am. How am I lagging on a solo world? I am definitely lagging at times though. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I know. 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna do it like this. It should be fine. I think I did those out. That's not right. That's out towards the ocean, or towards the river. It should be on the inside. Two, 3, 4. So, like here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two, 3. Well, stuff is so easy to use too. Like anybody that doesn't use scaffolding, I really question. We lose one? Oh, there it is. Let's do it that way. I feel like let's do this again because it's not exactly on the edge, but the whole point of this is to try to light up the ground around it. This one's going to be the same way where it's angled. This one is not. Well, something that's on my mind right now, that video of Jay Schlatt calling Mumbo. What even brought that about? Like, why did that happen? Was Mumbo on his server, or was it a combined thing? Were they all together on one server, or... It's also kind of a weird combo. I haven't watched any of them, but what little bit I've seen of Jay Schlatt, because he's invaded my feed, he's not somebody I would think would associate with Hermitcraft. Or that Hermitcraft would want to be associated with. I don't know. I don't know how that dynamic works. As if I'm one to talk to. But then again, there's reasons why I quit following them. 3, 4. That Hermitcraft, that is. I kind of feel like I want to do this. It makes the most amount of sense to me. I feel like the same thing's going. No, this one's got. I don't know. I mean, even like I don't know enough about any of that stuff. Like to the point that I just realized that I don't even have the stream. I don't have chat pulled up. But, you know, I don't get views anyway, so I'm not too concerned if there's anybody there or not. I should be, but it's become so normal for there not to be anybody there that I don't expect there to be anybody there. It's kind of like everything in my life. Like, it's kind of become absolutely pointless to even try because it never works out. I could do this for 100 years and probably never get anywhere with it. Okay, last one. I feel like I've got time to do some other decorative bits. Like we could probably get all the lights in. I did notice there are 64 dark oak pieces over here. And this, I don't think I'll need more than that. So let's just do 2 there, and we'll go 3 here, hang it. We'll do 2 on that one, and I guess we'll do 3 on this one. And somebody kind of messed up with the chains there. That one's way too long. That one's way too short. Let's do this side 3. We keep doing 2 on the right and 3 on the left, so let's just do it that way. And maybe this one's really short. Maybe they were short chain when they hung this one. Maybe they were really short, like right here. Because they used up so much on the ones where there's 4. Like these 2 here, they used up so much there. You know, these guys got kind of shorted on how much they've got. I don't know. And then here they're back to being normal. These are all like right about the right length. Unfortunately, they've got an odd number of them, so that's not right. We're getting there. Should I have brought more chains? Yeah, I should have brought more chains. Yeah, here we go. That should have been where I actually ran out of chains and just hung one like up at the post itself. That would have been great. And I know this you now have got this like kind of weird like squared off area for the farms. Well, remember we got these dirt areas too, so we'll come in at some point. We'll put like a fence around that. I'm not really sure how we're going to do that. I mean, after all, we're just now doing this part, so. Maybe this one's a little bit longer. Like they gave too much here. I gotta fix that one. That one's on the wrong side. So this one's like really short. Yeah, this thing's facing the wrong way. Excuse me. No. And there you have it. We got like a whole new section completely done. We got a little bit more terraforming to do, but I'm not too worried about that. So we got this whole section done, and I don't have to look at an ugly cobblestone wall anymore in there. We still got more to do as far as that is concerned. We gotta finish up over here. So we gotta surround this all, get it all cobblified and everything, and then probably fill in back through there some in those areas. We'll see when it comes to that. I think I want this to kind of like meet up with here and be like a retaining wall through here. Eventually, what I want to have happen over here is we'll terraform this section, and then I was thinking about putting a bridge over here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but I'm thinking like maybe here so it meets up with this. So maybe we'll put like a bridge going right across here. And that's probably what I'll do. It's all up in the air. I don't really know. I've had plans for this stuff for years. It's just kind of sitting in the back of my head, like we're gonna do this, and eventually we'll do that. We got this whole area here that is dug out. This is where the bee farm was originally. I don't know if I did a video on that, but the original bee farm was there. And now the bee farm is part of this wheat farm. And this has gone through some major changes too. So you can see that we got an elevator going up there. Water elevator, item elevator, however you want to say it. This is full of bottles. So the bottles will constantly be cycling. And we don't have to ever worry about the bottles running out ever again. Not to mention the bottles aren't even staying anymore. They are being converted. 100%. We can come down here. This has changed drastically. So if you've ever watched any of my channels, any of my videos on my channel, this whole area was at one time where the bee drops came and you collected them. So we have the honeycomb over here. You'd have the bottles of honey over here. Well, now, as you can see, they feed down into this area, which we got our patented crafters set up. This one is making our honey blocks. This one is making the honeycomb block.